numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
What's up, guys, and welcome to day 2 of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear in association with Act Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. My name is Captain Arya, as we are gearing up for one more awesome day of World of Warships action with some of the best players in India competing for the massive prize. I'm joined once again by my buddy Valkyrie with slight audio improvement this time round. How's it
Thanks,
going?
Cap. Thanks, Cap. Hopefully, my audio is better today. I'm looking forward to day 2 again. We had some really good games yesterday. This game actually seems to be deja vu. Shinonome versus T61. Remind you of something?
Yeah, I'd rather not remember that one. But let's take a look at the scoreboard, right? For you guys on stream. Group B, TBT actually sits on top with 2 wins, with shot in 3rd place with a 1 win out of 1. So it is about who gets to keep that 100% record at the end of this match. Remember, the top 2 teams qualify for the semi-finals from each group, as they all compete for a share of that 15,000 rupee prize pool. Now, what's interesting is the Shinonome is not really contested the cap yet. You know, preemptive torps coming out. Invader, we've seen him, play the islands very skillfully and carefully before. So I don't expect him to take these torps, but I am surprised how passive the Shinonome is playing. And the T61 starts with the shots. It seems like the Grafsby has also been spotted. Valk, how's this going to go?
Well, the Leander's out in the open. He better be careful of the Grafspe. Let me just see. Oh, Grafspe does have shots on the Leander, and he's taken a chunk of health out.
And it
I
is
don't
a
know
bot
what he's trying
Leander.
to do.
It's a bot Leander, remember.
That
TBT
makes more sense.
playing a man down today. And yesterday we saw people opting to go with the battleship role for the bot, so that at least the HP pool is there. But this Leander is going to be punished. Now, ouch. I understand why the Shinonome was playing so passive. And it's all down to the Warspite and Shinonome. Are they going to find, a lucky shot onto any of those? But it's looking very difficult.
Look, 3v3, if you're playing with a bot, that's 33% of your team you can't trust to play with any sense of decency, right?
Yeah.
And now that they've lost the Leander, while all is not lost, we've seen a couple of comeback matches yesterday where a team that was a ship down has actually come back, but this is looking a little more difficult than that. Especially with the Warspite and a Grafspe, which are essentially damaged sponges, this will be a bit tougher than yesterday's comeback.
Yeah, just to remind you, TBT are the group leaders in Group B, and it's looking a little dire for them right now, with the Shinonome also getting spotted and losing a third of its HP, and now the T61 also trying to get in on the action. This is not looking good for TBT. Shot are definitely going to be moving up the leaderboard at the end of this match.
That's what it looks
TBT.
like. That's what it looks like. I'm very surprised the Shinonome was spotted, though. I wonder what spotted it. Because
I
he
think
wasn't close enough to the T61.
There was a fighter pilot up from someone. It could have been that.
It could have been the Graf Space plane.
Warspite just lost 20,000 HP on one salvo to the other Warspite, and Invaders basically got free range shooting from here.
Yeah, he's getting back behind the island so that he doesn't have to face the enemy Warspite's guns anymore. The graph space showing a little too much broadside. Uh, does does the Warspite have the angles to punish him though? Okay, he's turning back in. I think this should be okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Loner.
Loner Prime dunks his shots into the island.
Yeah, Loner's done a good job of keeping himself safe, protecting him with the
Yeah.
island after that early
Oh, he
mishap.
will he eat a top though? No,
No,
he
just
dodges
about
all the
dodges.
top.
I think Amazing Her is also going to basically dodge the entire salvo from the Shinonome. That was a huge opportunity, but now can the Grasp Speed be punished here by the Warspite? The angle coming in from I Am Not Groot, and he's just about going to save himself. And I think I Am Not Groot is just going to ram and end this.
Yeah, but the graph pay I think is going for a top, but he's
I think
stopped
it's-
from that side
Oh,
of
the island!
tubes already. Oh, they collide, and that's the end of that.
Unlucky match there for TBT. Unfortunately, a player of them was having internet issues, so they had the bot sub in, and that is going to mean they are no longer alone at the top, as their record is going to move to 2 wins and a loss, as Shot are going to maintain their 100% record to go 2-0 and sit at the top of Group B with TBT, meaning as of now they are good to qualify for the next round, which is a big thing at this point. One step closer to that massive prize pool.
That's awesome. I think Shot really deserves it. I think they've played really cohesively. They know the game. They know each other really well. And having a bot is always going to be a big handicap. We saw that yesterday as well. Bots just can't be trusted, right?
Yeah, they're just basically just doing their own thing. You cannot tell
Yeah.
them what to do, which is why I think if TBT had gone with a bot battleship and played around it, it could have maybe been a little difference. But it is what it is. The Leander bot died first, and that was the downfall of TBT, with Shinonoma and Warspite following suit. Shot takes home the first match of the day, guys. We're going to take a quick break as we get ready for Game 2 on the second day of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear in association with Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. Don't go anywhere. contrast in terms of their setup. Right?
Yeah, and Shot's been doing well with this setup. I don't blame them for keeping on going with that, especially the graph spay and the boss fight. The graph spay is really tanky. It works really well in a 3v3 where essentially your health pool makes a big difference.
It's basically a small battleship.
Especially in a 3v3 where every ship counts, having a big
That's why I think the one decision was quite surprising. Making something so special. Last we had to work it out takes decent 5,000 damage in the field. He's been hiding on him. Shot invader once they became valuable with that information. And now the Navy is going to force action in front against the E61 into its storms because he is high loaded.
To get a shot on him now has to overextend, which I'm sure he wouldn't
Look
want
at this,
to.
look at this Indian
However,
destroyer. Look at the torps coming in. Indian
Those torps
destroyer's
are
gonna
good.
bug out ASAP. Yes, stops reversing at the right time. He's gonna dodge everything. And for the first time, we've seen invaders forced out of a cap. And that is going to be, he didn't even complete the cap. So, great aggression from the crazy Fubuki Indian destroyer as he forced invader out. And now they're gonna have the cap for them.
Yeah, I think he just wanted a crazy top angle at the Fubuki, which is why he had to extend out of the cap. He's coming right back in, and it was worth it trying to drop the Fubuki because getting a DD out in the initial stages, it's always worth it, and he can always come back and contest the cap. They don't start counting the points until the cap gets done.
And even then, if someone's in the cap, you don't get the cap points.
Exactly, and he's already reset the Fubuki again. So
Look at the graph speed. I am not Groot, not having a good time. The high HP pool certainly coming to his aid because he's already lost 25,000 HP. The Fuso, what is happening here? Lord of the Patience rushing into the D61, and those fast reload torps are going to be coming again. And it seems like we are heading for a Never Strike.
oh my god, he's going to eat all four right now. He is. The only thing that saved him there was that German dogs aren't really that hard hitting, but they reload really quickly, which he didn't count for, I think. And he's eaten the second salvo and he's done. Yeah, this is looking like a full move.
I think Crazy just threw the match there. They should have focused the crash. They were in a perfect position to make it out between the glass and the Fuso. But I'm not sure what the call was or who made it at that point. But it seems like there was either some miscommunication or that moment of madness. Now even the Fubuki is going guns blazing against the glass. Not a smart decision. The glass and Fubuki basically have the same rubbish tier armor based against the glass speed, at least. And now the T61 also chipping in with those HE shots. That's the glass.
AP shot.
Yeah, those are gonna hurt.
German AP shot. These DDs, they might be slow, but German AP especially. Lost fight from across the gap. Just to lead the left.
So get the consolation with all the not sure.
If he does, it's a little late in the game.
These are horrible.
And I mean,
Last week,
he can afford it. He can afford it. Pocket battleship size gap, which battleship and that game.
shot is going to maintain their 100% record in Group B as they're going to go 3-0 and take them to the top. If you ask me, that was Crazy's game to lose.
Yeah, and there are two things that are now very painfully obvious throughout from how much of the tournament we've seen. One, 3v3 gets over quickly. It's fast paced. Things happen really quick, and two, shots seem to be right now. Even though I'm calling it, shots seem to be the favorites.
Yeah, I knew the shot players are definitely going to be one of the stronger ones going into this tournament. But they are kind of dominating their opponents. I know they've been practicing more than anybody, and the 3v3 format, it's tricky to find a rhythm with your teammates, but I think they found the right combination. Big guns on the Graspy and Warspite combined with the T61's utility, and I don't think too many teams have found a counter to it.
I agree. And look, this game is not just about skill, right? It's about selecting the right ships. So if you're selecting ships when it's 3v3, you want ships with higher health pools, right? You want to make sure you last the longest. You want to make sure that your those ships that you have some particular utility, like the T61 and the Grafspay, both having hydro. And because at T6 you don't get any radars, hydro is the next best thing.
Yep, the T61 certainly one of the difference makers in this composition here. So shot goes 3-0 in Group B. We're going to take a short break as we come back in a little while with the third game, and hopefully no background music. guys. Welcome back to the third game, and we find ourselves once again following Team Shot on their meteoric rise in Group B. They sit 3-0 at the top, and now they are up against Team HTFD. And what's interesting, Valk, is we finally have a T61 versus T61, so it's not going to be a one-sided Hydro affair. But where is the Flying Dutchman off to?
That's a circuitous route he's taking. Not so sure about the strategy, but it is unexpected, and maybe it pays off. If you look at the T61 from the enemy T61, he's taking a bit of a long route as well, not as long as
Yeah, we've usually seen an Invader go in very aggressive. When he sees the other DD not as a T61. So this is definitely a response coming out to a counter T61 pick.
Exactly.
And
I think that's what we're seeing right now, because they don't want to hydro each other.
It's a waste of 2 Hydros and probably 2 DDs. And he's going in for this rather safe cap. If you look at it this side, he's going to sit right between the 2 islands, blocked by the middle island as well. So the glass cannot shoot. The Fuso, I think, is going to take itself out of the match if it continues trying to go around that island.
Well, the Fuso's fast, so I think it should be able to make it in time.
Here's the thing. It's 3 minutes if they allow the cap. If they allow the uncontested cap, and Shot starts getting double cap points, it is 3 minutes till they win the match, and it's going to take at least 60 seconds of those for the Fuso to get around that island, right? We see the Glass has denied B, but A cap has been given. So 6 minutes 57 on the clock. It is ticking. Shot once again in the driver's seat of a match, dictating the pace. And it seems Invader hasn't quite found anybody to hydro just yet.
You know what the most interesting thing is? Invader can actually reverse and find the Flying Dutchman, spot him, and the Graf Spee can then have shots on him, but the La Galissonière cannot have shots on Invader in return.
It's very interesting because the T61 was actually spotting. The Graf Spee is hard spotted right now, so guns are gonna go all crazy. They haven't seen the T61 at all. If you look at this, folks.
Not so sure the Graf Spee actually wanted to push in that aggressively, but he was forced to do that because of the T61 Storps. Because this is too little space to maneuver for a Graf Spee.
It's a big cruiser. It needs space, and now the Graf Spee is going to have a tough time doing like a 6-point turn to maybe get out of that situation. And interestingly enough, I think we've got the Warspite just creeping in to B cap to try and assist the team, and the Flying Dutchman sending out preemptive torpedoes.
Yeah, and the Warspite is kind of safe right now from the torps. However, I'm just trying to see what sort of impact he can have on the Fuso. Remember, the Warspite can overmatch the Fuso's bow. Also, the La Galissonière is pushing up. The Warspite should have shots on him. Maybe he can see him, or maybe he can't. I'm not so sure right now.
Oh, the T61 smoke has run out. The Flying Dutchman is out in the open. Invaders letting loose. I think the Graf Spee is also going to have shots soon. The Dutchman trying to go dark has gone out of vision. The Fuso is hard spotted. The La Galissonière is hard spotted.
Oh, look at those torps.
Oh,
he's going to eat one.
Is that going to be one lucky torp? Or does the T61 have that much range?
It does.
Just about.
And that's on the bow, so that's a definite flooding. He's repaired.
All they got to do is set some fires. Good torps coming in though from the Flying Dutchman. If not Invader, I think the Graf Spee is definitely going to take 2.
Yeah, but those should be easy to dodge.
Not for
at least
something
for the
beside,
T61.
Yeah, not for the Graf Spee.
Yeah, the Graf Spee. Well, he'll need to be fancy about it.
Ooh, just about gets out. Just
Pocket
about gets
battleship
out.
sized gap. Yeah. Okay, you know what? I think this is turning out to be the most interesting match of the tournament yet.
Yeah, because 6 minutes in, it's still going strong.
Yeah. And I think the critical thing here was the T61 v T61.
Yeah.
I think that's what's made this match interesting, because otherwise the T61 just overpowered everything else. I have to say though, Invader's shooting seems to be better than the Flying Dutchman's. He seems to be getting really good shots on the Dutchman. Uh,
So believe it or not, I have some access to some back-end stats in India leaderboards, and Invader is one of the top five players in India most weeks.
wow.
So that is an extremely skilled player these guys are going up against, and the Flying Dutchman. Does he
He's gonna
know?
eat a
Does he
torp.
know? Oh my God! Did he
That was
know, or
close.
did he get lucky? Is my question, because I don't think he had hydro.
Yeah, I think he's exhausted. The Hydro should be exhausted by now, which is also why I think uh, Invader's not able to spot him right now.
Eh,
Although Invader, I think he's just out of Hydro range, so it could probably just be that. However, because they have the A cap, the points are ticking. They have 400 and
2.5
well,
minutes.
440,
I've got the mod
470
up and
points.
running, and it seems like the
Yeah.
Flying Dutchman is on his last limb here. Shots coming in from the T61 and the Grasp speed. 400 HP, but the torpedoes are out. I'm not, and Flying Dutchman falls, but can he get?
Oh, the graph is reversing into the torps.
No, the Grasp speed stopped. I think it's the Hydro.
Ooh,
And look at this.
that
Look,
was close.
just look at, they're both trying to just cram into that same little nook between the two islands. And because the Flying Dutchman's gone, the Grashby is going to push through, get an angle on the Fuso, get an angle on the La Glace. And it seems like, despite everything, there
But
are three things constant in life: death, taxes, and shot winning a match.
the war spite's going down. The war spite's been taking a lot of fire. It's going down. It's on fire. That's the end of the war spite.
Delaying
Can the
the
Fuso
inevitable.
dodge these torps though? That's the question. He's going too slow to turn. I think he'll just
He's
get
gonna
away with
take
taking
one.
just the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the one.
The graph space gone into cover, but that's the end of the match.
Yep.
That just
Points
shows
win.
you that just shows you early cap advantage always counts for a lot.
Yeah, we spoke about the Flying Dutchman's T61 taking a rather long route around rather than the aggressive straight line into B. And, I think that inability to deny the early cap, because Invader didn't get both caps. It was the one cap for, a majority of the map for I think 6 minutes. It was just the one cap ticking, ticking, ticking. And then things really changed when the other T61 fell. But if they had denied them that cap, it could have gone very, very differently. But I think we've seen that they're not invincible. Their system isn't flawless. A T61 is the perfect and probably only counter to another T61, and if teams can figure that out, it seems like Shot might not have that easy of a time in the semifinals. But with this, they move to 4-0, a flawless group stage, and guaranteeing themselves a spot in the semifinals next week of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear and Act Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. We've got another couple of games heading your way, folks. Don't go anywhere. I'm Captain Arya, and with me, Valkyrie will be back in just a bit. And welcome back, folks, for the fourth game on day 2 of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear in association with Act Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. I'm Captain Nadir, joined by Valkyrie AB, as we look at KS versus Dawn in the second last match of the night. And it's a pleasant surprise to see the Bayern on Dawn by Zephoria sporting the amazing new India tricolor camo, which, by the way, the participants of Shipfest are gonna be getting from Wargaming. Back, we've got an interesting lineup, another T61, no change there, but on the other side, we've got a Farragut. How's that gonna pan out for them?
Look, I really like the Farragut. The Farragut is one of my favorite ships in WoWs. The only problem is, as we've seen before,
Hydro.
that Hydro is OP.
Yeah, I think the players are starting to realize that we had shot, maybe just waver a little bit on their way to a 4-0 perfect group stage. Look at this, the Farragut reversing already. Doesn't want to take any chances. The shot's coming out, the T61 takes the first salvo. And, oof, goes down to 11k as the Farragut, oh my god, down to 6. Admiral Bhaskar not having the best of times there.
That was a big shot from the Molotov.
Yeah, the Farragut going a bit aggressive. The Hydro's got, what, a 5k range?
Yeah, and he's going to dodge all the torps. That's the good part.
Yeah, but as of now, he is going to be Hydroed.
Uh-oh, that's the wrong move. The
No.
T61's going to eat torps
The Hydro's
now.
off. The Hydro's off. The T61 is done for. And Admiral Bhaskar, I think he failed to realize just how powerful his ship could have been. And beautiful smoke there from Aditya, giving the Molotov a great entry into the cap. But the Molotov has overshot it. And the Bayern is surely going to punish him for it.
Well, I mean, you say the Bayern's going to punish him for it, but the Bayern on any day is as inaccurate as they come. It's not exactly the most accurate ship in the world. However, you throw enough at the wall, wow, and that happens.
Kind of wishing you hadn't said that right now, had you? But yeah, it's just one of those RNG things. Some days it works for you, some days it doesn't. Seems like Bayern, I think it's the India camouflage just blessing the Bayern's dispersion today.
I think this is a bit of a misplay, though. I think the Bayern should have still pushed in nose in and finished the Molotov off, because this has given the chance for the Molotov to escape.
No, and it's also left the La Glace all alone against all of KS. Right? A broadside La Glace. And I don't think the Molotov is going to be very forgiving. Oof, 6k.
Wow. That was a big AP salvo. That was a big AP salvo. And I don't know what the Ismail is doing, because he's kind of out of the game. He's got
Yeesh.
shots on
The Bayern comes in
Wow.
with the finish onto the Molotov, saving the La Glace. And just like that, it's a 2v2 all over again. And the Ismail is going to be poking out from behind the island in just a few seconds. The question is the Bayern going to have guns turned and ready? I don't think that is even on the mind of Zorfia.
The other question is the Bayern going to stop giving so much broadside? Although it's a German BB, it can take it, but the Ismail is very accurate.
Oh, there
It's
we go.
one
The
of the
Ismail's been
best
spotted
BBs
out.
you can take.
Guns are turning. The Ismail's actually, taking a huge risk here, because Russian battleship citadels are horrible.
Look at that. He took about 15k off from the Bayern in one shot. Even though it's got the turtle back, yeah, when the Ismail shoots so many accurate shells at you from such close range, even a turtleback, if you're hitting the upper belt, you can't prevent that much
Ooh,
damage.
full salvo coming in from the Bayern, and ricochets all around, just about 7 or 8k.
Yeah,
Not what they were
he
hoping.
angled just about enough. He angled just about enough to bounce everything from the Bayern. And the Bayern, as I mentioned before, is not the most accurate ship in the world.
Yeah.
Torps on the La Galissonière, he's dodged all of them.
I think it's just going to be a battle of attrition with secondaries for a while. The glass taking a huge chunk of damage down to 900 HP. And it looks like the Farragut is going to come in with the steel. Now Zorfia's India camo suddenly doesn't look so hot.
Well, you say it doesn't look hot, it's on fire. I beg to disagree. But yeah, I
Oh,
don't
look at
think
the
I
Ismail.
don't
Look at
think
the
he can come
Ismail.
back from this.
Being cheeky, using all guns, going broadside, and the Bayern is gonna punish him for it. 22,000 on that salvo. Another 11.
Wow,
But is it too little
that
too
was-
late? Too little too
yeah.
late. 5,900 HP. He's gonna be up against the Farragut, who's gonna start gunning him down shortly. Even a few hundred HP per salvo is gonna be enough at this rate to take him down.
He's made a fight out of it. I'd give it to the Bayern. He's made a fight out of it. Zorpia did what he could.
It's
losing
what he
the
was
lead
hoping
early.
for early on, right? When that entire salvo bounced. And oh my god, 36 HP. Is he going to be able to kill?
That's one secondary hit away,
Yeah.
basically.
Now the question is, does the Bayern have heals left? You know, he's got the island cover. Only the Farragut shooting him.
He's healing.
And
He's
there
healing.
we go. The heal is in. The heal is in. The Ismail on 36 HP on the other side. And since most of it is citadel damage, I do not think there is going to be too much for the Ismail to heal up. Even
You're right
if the
about
heal
that.
comes back.
You're
Right.
absolutely right about that. Although I have to say, even the Bayern is basically one good salvo away.
Alright, so the Ismail's
death.
going to go back to about, 8 or 10,000 HP at best. And,
Wow,
you know,
he's parked it beautifully. But he's parked it beautifully, and this salvo will count.
just like that, it is game on. But what Zorfia's Bayern doesn't realize, 60 more seconds until KS win on points. He just left both caps. Means it is free reign, that Bayern is not going to be turning around in time. And as long as Aditya doesn't find a way to zoom in front of his torpedoes and kill himself, it should be in the bag. What looked like a sure shot win at the beginning of the match turned into an exciting affair. 45 seconds. The Bayern has realized, has turned around, is turning into torps. Should be on course to avoid them. Nope. The butt might just take one. Or the front. 45 HP! And I think that's just gonna get Aditya off his seat. Shots coming in. Is it gonna be enough? Nope. Shatter, shatter, shatter. Attempt
Yeah,
number
it's
2.
just one shot.
Full
It's just
fluff.
one shot.
Oh, the heels are out. The heels are out.
Oh, that was a clutch heal. That's what's called a clutch heal.
More likely, the Indian camo gods once again blessing him with the heal cooldown finishing just before the shell hit. Because I think that was straight up on the superstructure with the fourth salvo, and that would have been it. Now the points have stopped. Zorfia cannot leave the cap. If Zorfia leaves, it is game over. He's got 5 minutes to hunt the Farragut.
What I'm not sure of is why the Farragut isn't charging into A. I think right now
The
what
Farragut doesn't want
can
to
do-
risk it, Farragut still can just take, what is that? 8 overpens would be about 8,000 and change damage, I would say. Combined
Look,
with secondaries, it can end horribly.
what I do in this situation, and I'm assuming Aditya in the Farragut has a 19-point captain and has RPF. What I'd do is I'd go hug the island. I'd look at the RPF and just
Yeah.
keep moving.
But you know what I wouldn't do? Oh my god, Zorfia, so lucky. I was just gonna say, I wouldn't go into those torpedoes if I was Zorfia.
Yeah.
And he just about dodges them. 4 minutes 45 left on the clock. 6 minutes 27 till Zorfia can win on points. And Farragut is just at the edge of B cap, making sure he denies the point for as long as physically possible. Because Zorfia can still clutch this if he manages to get B point.
I think he's either he needs to find a way to torp the Bayern, although the Farragut is going to be difficult with the top range being so close to the detection range. Unless the BB is coming towards him, it makes it that much more difficult. And now that Zorfia is on 17.4k health, uh, I don't think gunning down. Oh, he's just given his position away with that smoke.
I think,
That was not a good move.
I mean, he was what 6.5 kilometers away. He didn't want to risk it. But the smoke is interesting because now Zorfia is going to have to choose whether he goes left or right to avoid the incoming torpedoes. So it's a 50-50 chance Aditya is going to land the torps.
Interesting torps, though.
Also, by the way, Aditya has given away B cap. That means now, as of now, Dawn win in 2.5 minutes, and the game lasts for another 3.5. Has
Exactly.
Aditya thrown the match?
That's exactly what I was afraid of. He's lost the initiative simply because he didn't contest A. He very well could have, because there's a big island between in right in the middle of A, right? And I'm assuming, and this might be a big assumption, but I'm assuming he has a 19-point captain on that Farragut and has RPF.
All right, let's take a look at the scoreboard at the beginning of the day. It was on Group
he's
B,
gonna
by the
get
way. So this
spotted.
is the Group B scoreboard, mind you.
He's getting spotted. He's gonna get spotted now.
Is it going to be...
Mine.
I don't think the Bayern's got guns ready. Secondaries are coming in. The Farragut
Oh,
needs to
HE
charge.
loaded.
The Farragut needs to charge the site. Otherwise, it is game over.
Yeah, this was a big misplay from Aditya.
He had
I
the
think-
smoke. He just had to sit in it.
Well, smoking was the last resort, and now he's charging in, which can work if
I mean,
he
this is
doesn't
do or
get
die.
devastated.
Yeah, it's a do
Yeah.
or die. Because if he lands the torps, he wins. If he dies, he loses. If he doesn't charge, he loses in 60 seconds anyways. He's got the torp angle. 2000 HP. Secondaries are going to be enough to finish him at this point. He's getting ready for the torp angle. 1800 HP. And the torps are out. Can he survive? It's all secondaries. The Bayern's guns are not going to turn. And the torps are fluffed. 500 HP on the Farragut. Oh my god.
Wow.
What are we witnessing here?
And the secondaries are going to finish the job, I think. By the time his tops get to the Bayern, the next set of tops, he's going to die by the secondaries.
579 HP.
He's dodging and weaving.
Oh, the shots come out and that should be it.
Wow. What did we just witness?
I mean, we wanted a long, drawn-out, exciting match, and I think Aditya was like, you know what, I'll take one for the community and give them one hell of a game. Again,
You have
questionable decision.
I'd say he played well for 80% of the match.
Yeah.
He really played well for 80% of the match. The last 20%, especially moving out of the A cap, maybe he did not have RPF, but he's a nimble little DD. I really think that he could have gone just round the island all the time and just made the Bayern chase him.
No,
and that would
he
have
should
been
have just
game
sat
over.
in that smoke. If he had just sat in the smoke, Bayern wouldn't have known whether to charge or sit there. And the Bayern wouldn't have gotten B cap. It's because Aditya got out of his smoke and out of the cap that things got weird for them. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because KS were looking so good. Aditya had 2 kills to his name. Bayern made it 3 for himself and Team Dawn, as that is a very, very important win for them in this matchup. Well, guys, that was the 4th match. We're going to take a short break and bring you the 5th and final game of the group stages for day 2 of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear in association with Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. Alright folks, welcome back to the fifth and final game of our live stream of Day 2 of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear, Act Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. We've got Team TBT versus Crazy, and it seems TBT is once again running a man down. They've opted, oddly enough, for a bot Leander again. Hopefully the bot is going to come up with some slightly more strategic plays and uses of the smoke. But what I do like is that there is no T61 for the first time in the tournament. Valk, we're going to see a very, very even match despite the bot.
Yeah, I agree. I'd take the Shinonome over the Fubuki any day. I think
Absolutely.
the Shinonome is a little more capable, but they're hamstrung with a bot. And we've seen this very bot, the Leander, before.
Yeah.
And it doesn't like smoking up, even when it's being crossfired by a
Yeah.
BB and a Graf Spey.
Jellicoe is not the smartest person in the game. I can definitely vouch for that. But with enough islands in the way and no T61 Hydro, I feel he might just make it past the first 5 minutes.
If he stops behind the island, that is.
10
Let's see if he
bucks
just keeps
says he
going
beaches.
past.
10 bucks says he beaches.
10 bucks says he goes past.
Why? Looks like we're gonna go for a beach, guys.
Wow, he really is beaching.
Why? He's actually going to beach. Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah. I think.
Well, that's
I think
one way to make sure your bot doesn't die.
Yeah, that's one way to make sure your bot doesn't die.
And
Nothing much happening
it's-
for now.
Oh.
They're contesting A. Nobody's gone for B at all. Although I'd have thought that, considering it's a little more open with just one big island, it would be the perfect spotting point
Yeah.
for either of the DDs. But they seem very content with sticking to A right now.
Yeah, the Fuso spotted has already lost 6,000 HP at the hands of the Warspite, and the Leander in true bot fashion gets spotted.
Fire coming in from the Budioni. The Fuso will be ready to fire any second now. And the Leander's charging as expected.
No, Leander's gonna beach on a different island now. It's
You know
good
what?
because it's a strategic place, and they've lost vision of the Leander, which is good news for the Leander. Oh no, Jellicoe has turned. I repeat, he's going in. He's gonna appear broadside to the Fuso.
Wow.
This
You know what?
is
I
going
can
to be
spend the
painful.
entire game watching just this bot.
Oh yeah,
It's just too much fun. And he's
and he
terrible
misses.
at shooting as well.
And he
Yeah.
misses. Oof, massive salvo there coming out from the Fuso. And now I think Indian Destroyer's Fubuki is feeling a little adventurous. Torps coming out. Jellicoe using the smoke. What is this?
Finally.
And
He's
it's
very conservative with the smokes, the bot. But
and,
he's finally decided to use them.
and look at that
But
amplitude.
then charge right into the tops. Yeah, he's dead.
Amplitude smoke. Is he gonna dodge? No, I think he might dodge it. He's gonna dodge it. Ooh!
Gotta give him credit for that. He's not bad at
Torpedo
dodging.
broken. Oh my god, Fubuki down to 200 HP and on fire. Fubuki just about damage cons at the right time, but it is basically level. The Fubuki is all but out of the match.
You know what? This is reminding me of match number 3 right now.
Don't say it. We've had some great games today, and it's up to Amplitude and Loner Prime whether they can replicate some of that awesomeness for us here. The Shinonome
This is a good
making
move,
sure.
by the way.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but this is a good move. They're starting to cap B,
Yeah.
and they've occupied A. So this is a good move. I don't know how long they can occupy A, but it's going to have to make some changes. But
Yeah,
he's
so here's
sticking
the
to
thing.
A.
Here's the thing. You know, this particular map on Domination Endpoint, which is the Clan Brawl format. I've played this particular map with, two inexperienced players from my team. And all we did was hold this side of the island that Amplitude is on. I think Loner Prime has made a bit of a mistake going in aggressive, but if he gets to the island and ensures he cannot be shot by the Fuso, he and Amplitude can basically outlast them because they've got the B cap. They're going to deny the A cap as long as they're alive. and that means the points keep coming in. That's going to force the Budyoni, the Fubuki to come in. The Fubuki is hanging on by a thread. One secondary whizzes past, and that's going to be the end of Indian Destroyer. But what is this? Amplitude going in aggressive.
What the Shinonome doesn't know is that the Budyoni is that close.
Oh, he's going to
Hey,
spot.
he's going for the kill shot on the Fubuki. Well, that was a good play. That was actually a good play, worth the risk. I'm sure he's going to smoke up any moment now.
Fuso Ichi Salvo coming in, and suddenly Amplitude's ballsy play is more risk than reward. Is he going to be able to dodge enough to get close enough to the Budyoni and torp it? Because if he can torp the Budyoni before dying, that means the Warspite is in a good position to win this. They've got the cap, they've got the points. Those Shinonome torps, 9 of them heading towards the Budyoni. The Budyoni is going to have to take a few of them. There is no situation where it dodges everything.
Yeah, those are just
beautiful
too close. They've
torps.
been fired from just too close.
I think that's going to be a Deva strike. Ooh, 6,000 HP only. Beautiful
And the Warspite
stuff.
moves in for the kill. He can overmatch the Budyoni.
Oh, the island. The island.
Took a couple of shots,
And
but the
you know, the
Budyoni's,
angle
I'm
was
guessing
perfect.
he's still spotted.
Yeah, the angle was perfect, meaning there wouldn't have been an overpen. But the Warspite unlucky not to have finished that off. Going in with the rear guns, but I don't think they're going to make it over the island. One shell dust, 2,800 HP. Loner Prime, he's getting the points. What he needs to do is actually survive for 5 minutes, and he's going to take home this match for Team Crazy. We've seen some crazy plays coming in from them. Once again with the bot, but this time, the bot wasn't as much of a liability. Shots going over the island, 1,600 overpen again. Loner Prime's going to be very
living
upset.
on borrowed time. This Budyoni is living on borrowed time right now. Yeah, thought as much. This was always going to end in tears for the Budyoni. He should have stopped shooting and just reversed back into the island. What people need to realize is a ship lost is also points lost, right?
Yep. Especially in a 2v1 situation, right? You can regroup, you can rush the site. And look at Loner Prime now. He's actually moving out of the caps. Not the smartest thing to do for him.
Well, the thing is, to move back into the cap, he's got to show broadside. And I think that's what he wants to prevent. What he can do is keep resetting the Fuso, which will obviously lead to a stalemate and then
Points
come down
victory
to
for
the
them.
times.
Yeah.
Unless the Fuso plays smartly, which he is doing, and he's going
to take the island cover, but that will allow Loner Prime to reverse back in, right?
Well, if the Fuso goes deep enough, I'm not so sure.
I'm surprised why the Fuso is shooting HE. You know, it's
Well, the Warspite's pretty angled right now, and an angled Warspite is pretty hefty. It's pretty tanky. I don't think he'd have been able to do much damage to an angled Warspite. At least this way, this is a perma-fire because he just repaired 2 fires.
And
so this
with
is going
that-
to burn for a bit.
With that TVP
And he's getting
are in the
B.
lead.
He's already got A. Good move.
Yep. This island is the linchpin. Now, if you hold one side of this island and one cap, you are in the driver's seat of this match. And we have just seen that momentum switch from Team Crazy to Team TBT. And that's not something they were hoping for, because Amplitude, you know, great ballsy play coming in from him, helping take down that Budyoni. But all that effort seems to have gone in vain, because now the Warspite is reversing of all things into the cap, because turning around is going to take just too long. And 2 minutes 55 till Team TBT are going to win it. I mean, Team Crazy.
But you know what the funniest part is? Now that he stopped one of the caps and he reverses back into A as well, the Fuso is going to have to come out and make a play. And the Fuso is going to have to come out broadside because he's lost the plane, so he doesn't know where the Warspite is. He doesn't know the exact position and the angle.
The Warspite is spotted. The Fuso is vulnerable. AP shots coming in, and dispersion for the win. Just the 4,000 damage there.
and the island. The islands have taken quite a bit of beating this match.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
Wow, this is going to come down to the wire. This is good play from both the teams. Maybe a couple of misplays from the Shinonome. I think the Shinonome could have just smoked up and stayed out of trouble. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting one, Cap.
Yep, because now it just comes down to battle of attrition. Because if the Warspite survives for 4.5 minutes, which it might, that's gonna be the win for Team TBT. But look
And he's
at that.
starting to reverse.
Look at that.
And he's starting
The
to angle.
Fuso speeding out. Fuso is speeding out.
A smart move by the Fuso. But he's slowing down again. He's not. I hope he realizes he's not going to win the match by just staying in the cap. He's got to kill the Warspite or drive him out of the cap.
Oh, the fire coming out once again on the Warspite. Is he trying to burn him down? It's basically a battle of secondaries at this point. I think he might have doubled up on his fire. Or it's just a single fire because Loner Prime is not putting it out just yet.
That is a single fire for now, but the secondaries and constant HE spam from Fuso. Well, it's not a spam, a BB. The best that it can
Well,
spam.
secondary HE spam.
Yeah.
Oh, look at
Warspite
that.
gets into
Smart
cover.
stuff, yeah. Beautiful play there by Loner Prime. Got just behind the island, and as you can see, Fuso, Lord Debesh from Team Crazy can no longer see him. And he's opting to reverse into B cap. Contesting the cap is not gonna win him the match anymore, but it'll certainly prevent him from losing the game. Just in the nick of time.
Just in the nick of time, indeed.
And Loner Prime's not gonna move. He knows this is his game. It's gonna take the Fuso at least 45 seconds to change gears, move in, expose its broadside. But if you ask me, a 32,000 HP Fuso versus a 14,000 HP Warspite, both broadside, I would still pick the Fuso.
Well, I would actually pick the Warspite because those guns are insanely powerful. And you know what the worst part is? The Fuso is going to give broadside to the Warspite any second now.
So here's the problem. The two rear guns, I think Loner Prime is moving forward to make sure he doesn't put those in the island. Spoke too soon. Both rear guns went into the island. And just
Another
like
fire.
that, Loner Prime is on
Another fire.
perma-fire, but he's healing through this one.
Yeah,
he's healing through it.
this one. I was questioning the use of HE this time, but I think what Lord Deepesh was expecting was the Warspite to be angled and not to be as broadside as he was.
Oh, it's still done a huge chunk of damage, down to 4,500 HP. Heal's about to max out right now. That British heal's not going to keep up forever. 5,500 HP. That's where Loner Prime's going to top out. His HE goes in. 25,000 for the Fuso.
Wow, he's gone for HE at this stage in the Warspite. Not good play. Now it's do or die.
Oh,
and the
beautiful
only-
angle. 1,400, but finally takes one in the butt. And that's going to be it for Loner Prime. He's not going to be able to survive another fire. As it is going to be Team Crazy coming up with the win. TBT were so close.
I think it came down to shot selection by the Warspite. He donked a few shots into the island.
Yeah.
He chose HE right at the last moment when the Fuso was broadside. I mean, this was an interesting game.
Honestly,
it's just
what I
that-
would have done is gone for a ram, because even I don't know what happens if the two of them would have killed themselves. It would have been a very interesting scenario. We would have had to sit and figure out whether the game appoints a winner based on points, or we figure out what the hell happens. But with that, Team Crazy are going to win the 5th and final map of the group stages, guys. That brings us to the conclusion of the first stage of Shipfest, brought to you by LG Ultragear at Fibernet and Zotac Gaming. We've had some intense World of Warships action, especially today. Yesterday was, I think, more of the teams getting a feel for the modes, the other opponents. But today has been quite an exciting affair, Valkyrie, hasn't it?
It has. Very, very interesting day. A lot of games have come down to the wire, come down to the last two ships battling it out, and that's exactly what we like to see.
Yep, folks, with that, we're going to take your leave, and we will be back on Monday and Tuesday for the semifinals of Shipfest, and then followed by the grand finals on Wednesday as we look to crown the first ever Shipfest India champion. Thank you so much for watching the Esports Club. My name is Captain Arya, with me Valkyrie. This is the end of the group stage. We'll see you next week.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor. Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.